What's up everybody, this is Memory Code. In this video I'm going to show you an EQ trick that I use for this lo-fi beat. Let's get into it. Alright, so just getting right into it. Here's what the sample sounds like with no EQ. And you can see I have the original EQ right here. And I'm going to just add a new one so you can see how I go through the process. And I'm just using the Ableton EQ8. It's a really good all-around EQ. And that's in the audio effects. And then just hit the EQ and filter drop down. And then EQ8 right there. I'm going to just drag it on. And the first thing I want to do is just cut out some of those lows to make room for a bass line. And so I'm going to just use this low cut right here. And when I play it, you can see there's some low content around 100. And even a little lower. So I want to get rid of all of that and a little bit more also. So I'm going to set this low cut at around 180. And you can see also there's a little bit more content in the low mids, and I want to get that out of there to make room for some Rhodes chords that I want to add to just kind of enhance that sample a little bit and bring out some extra harmonies. So I'm going to use filter point 2, and here's where I'm going to talk about the technique from the video title. And yeah, it's really simple. Once you get the hang of it, you can start getting really fast at it as well. So just make sure that you're using a bell filter. And then all you need to do is put it in the general area of where you think there's frequency that you want to cut out. And in my case, it's right around here. And you can even see it too in the spectrum analyzer right there. So all you need to do is just make that cue point a little bit narrow and then just boost that filter point. And then just sweep it around left and right. And you can see right when I get over there, you can hear it gets really woofy. It's almost kind of right on the edge of feeding back. And when that happens, that lets you know that you kind of pinpointed that frequency. Then all you need to do is just take it out by turning the gain down. And definitely you don't want to take it out too much. You just got to use your own judgment because you don't want to make it too thin. But since I'm going to be adding bass and Rhodes chords, I definitely took a good amount out. Alright, so in this chop right here, I'm hearing something in the mids that's kind of resonant, and by resonant I just mean just kind of whistly, like it's a little bit louder than the rest of the sample. It's kind of like poking out of the mix a little bit. And if you're not used to it, it just takes a little bit of practice to train your ears, but you can also see right around there. So I'm going to just go to filter point 3, make sure it's set to a bell curve, turn the Q up. And when I kind of sweep around in there, right when I get right over it, it gets right on the edge of wanting to feed back, and it just gets really sharp, and that kind of lets you know that you have pinpointed it. Then you just need to just pull it down. And if I turn that off now, you can kind of hear it without having to boost it. And that's what I mean by like doing this. You can kind of train your ears to hear these frequencies. So yeah, I'll leave it set to there. And then as I go, I might want to turn that down a little bit more. turn the gain down just to pull it out a little bit more. Alright, and then on this chop right here, there's another resonant frequency, and if you can't quite hear it yet, I'm going to just change filter point 4 to a bell. And you can see right around there it's jumping out. And I'll just boost that so you can hear it more easily. And I'll just pull that down. If I turn that off, you can kind of hear it more easily now that it's, once you boost that gain, it kind of just makes your ears more sensitive to it. So, and yeah, that's pretty much it for the sample. Overall, it's pretty warm. There's not any harsh highs or high mids that I really want to take out. But if there were, I would just go through the same process of just boosting a bell curve with a narrow cue point and then just sweeping around and until I pinpointed them and then just pulling them out of there. And so yeah, just by getting out those resonant low, mid, and mid frequencies out of the sample, overall it just sounds better. It's more listenable. There's more room to layer other sounds on top of it, and it's going to just sound better once the beat is mastered. So here's what the EQ'd sample sounds like now in context with everything else. So yeah, that's it for the technique. Just use that concept of boosting those filter points to help you pinpoint those frequencies and kind of train your ears to figure out what you need to pull out of the sample, just to clean it up a little bit and make room for, you know, whatever you want to layer in there or however you want to flip it and make it your own thing.